We're headed out here today for a hunt on Te Awaroa, which of course, along with pretty much every other map when Reventulia released, got a population reset and redistribution, and this is a map that has a lot of things I'd love to add to the Trophy Lodge, but the top two are still an albino Sika deer and any kind of rare gold fallow, so we will see if we can get lucky enough to run into something like that today. And I thought we'd just kind of start at the early morning window, about 6 a.m., and just go from there and see what we can find. And I suppose this is as good a way as any to introduce our medium game weapon for today, and that is the 270 Warden. With the new weapons that have come out over the last couple of months, we've been using a lot of different things from the ARs to the handguns, but I do like this 270, and you know, another thing that would be on this map that we've actually never had is albino feral pig. Now, with Mississippi, there's also albino wild hog. It's effectively the same thing, but we've never had either one of them. But in this case, that second shot actually was not needed. We completely missed on that one anyway. A score of 26. I think the minimum is 7, so not exactly super close to the minimum, but a level 1's a level 1. And, you know, while we're at it, add another one to the list, the potential for a rare European rabbit. Now, we have in the past had, obviously, a bunch of melanistics, but those weren't rare at the time. They were overspawning, and one day I'd like to get some to replace the ones that we have in the Trophy Lodge, as we have a 2.07 here, but the other ones, leucistic, and I think there's an albino as well, are also really cool, and maybe one day we can get lucky and get one of those. Now, admittedly, I really have not hunted red deer on Te Awaroa at all, especially not since the reset, and I kind of forgot that was something that we could run into out here, and frankly, that kind of means the 270 probably is not the best choice, but when we can make a hard shot, doesn't really matter what we're carrying, that will get them down. So, more burrows here. I kind of am guessing that it's sort of like before. I think it was either 5 to 9 or 6 to 9 the rabbits would be visible, and then there was another time period later on. All of them appear to be common, and I at least don't see any high levels, so we'll probably try to get one of the level 2s there. There's at least that one there. Might as well just go for that as a little bonus kill. They kind of do, I would say maybe more so than any of the rabbits, just kind of casually moving around. They do sit still and allow for shots like that. For that guy though, a 2.09 got him in the liver at 100 meters. And our red deer obviously is not going to be as high, at least as far as metal goes. We do have also a herd of fallow on the other side. Now, I'm not sure where the closest crossing is. I guess it's over there, 500 meters or so we'll probably let the fallow go just because they don't look to be that special. Pretty decent hard shot there from the 270 though, and unless there ends up being a rare something, I think we'll just kind of pass on those. And so now, we gotta make our obligatory check to some spots that could have red deer. This was, funny enough, I think, the location that I saw my first ever level 9 on this map, and I think fittingly for red deer was a troll, but I've always kind of come back here and hoped for something similar. Now, of course, in the past and at that time, red deer drank at night, so it was a lot tougher to, when in multiplayer, even find a server that would be that time. In single player, generally focused on other things, but now that they drink in the daytime, it seems to be a pretty good area to check out, so worth coming down here and getting a solid level 7 as we start to drift towards Sika deer and fallow drink time. I think it's the same thing, 10 to 1300 for both, so we'll see how we can split our time there. Before we get to that point though, we do have a little more time to chase things such as this, and this is kind of a neat rack. I've always liked this one. We were able to hard shot again, kind of low in the heart, but worked out regardless. 196 as a gold there at 198 meters. And I think we might as well check the lake south of here too. Now, in the past, again, if I'm remembering right, this lake had a fair number of red deer, the one south of here did not. We'll see what it looks like now. And I would say a very different state now than what it used to be for this spot. Lots of red deer stags down in here. I don't want to shoot anything just yet because there are also, over on this side, a bunch as well. And I just want to check as we kind of get everything on that end in a render if there might be any more. There's at least 3 stags. I don't think any are big, but the numbers are there. And just when I thought we'd be shooting a silver, apparently we had spooked this level 7. Now, I can't say for certain that he didn't come from up there, but even still, we got to see what this lake looks like without anything spooked. So whether or not this guy came from here does not matter too much. Wanted to go 3 for 3 on hard shots. That's kind of tough to do on a walking red deer, but I am pretty confident that's going to drop into a lung, so we should at least have another gold red deer. Almost a chance for another shot, but he'll go down. And I feel like maybe I should know why we are actually spending some time going after the red deer. And it's simply because of the reset. We've not checked all the spots, and with the opportunity while they're drinking and clearly out in large numbers, we could run into a rare, a diamond, or possibly a combination of the two. So worth checking these spots while we have the chance. And I mean, I'm not sure what else we would hunt on this map at this particular time. I don't know if that was the same herd that we had seen before or not. I think it would have been. And even still, one more over in there. But I do think we've managed to check this spot out pretty thoroughly. One thing's for sure, there are no lack of level 7 max weight red deer on this map. Seems like just around every corner we're running into multiple per zone. Managed to not get the heart on that one either. I'm a little less confident that'll get a lung, just because the angle would have been, I feel like, kind of tough, but looks like it did, so we'll take that. We'll kind of glass around here as we go, and I think probably from here, unless there is anything special over on that end, which, as much as there is another big group of red deer, none are really worth going and getting, so we'll probably start to lean towards like going for Sika deer and fallow deer a bit. Pretty much getting into their drink time now. And go figure, did not even need to get a drink zone, but to be fair, only because the Sika deer actually called. And I decided to come up here and check it out. This is one of my favorite places on the map, and really we don't come up here often enough. There were several in there, including one that I think could make gold. Kind of relevant to make a decent shot there, but looks like we managed. So this is, I think, a area you visit during the missions, if I recall correctly. Got some goats out there, which goats, Sika deer, and red deer were something that pretty much consistently all the time you would see up here. So I think we may, if we can find our Sika deer and steal our red stag, kind of go and just glass around real quick, and then maybe we'll go and start to check the Sika deer drink zones. This guy, though, is just below gold at 123, where gold is 136, so actually a ways to go. Maybe needed a little more of kind of like a width. He is a bit narrow. And then finally our red deer here, which we shot just barely to the right of the heart. Still managed to get him down in a 192 gold. And I think we'll go up and check that spot out before we head south. Gotta say, I kind of thought we were going to see more stuff than one female goat. I mean, we saw that herd go up through there. I'm not really sure where they went, but regardless, I don't want to waste time. Like I said, fallow deer and Sika deer drink in the same time frame, so we'll get on to that. At least this time, we do have a guaranteed gold Sika deer, so no questions asked when it comes to this. Outside of making the shot, I guess, because knowing with the 270, it's a little bit maybe weaker than other calibers that we'll often take a Sika deer with, such as the 308, the M1, the 30-06 obviously, those types of things insta drop a Sika deer, and the 270 just can't quite do it with the double lung. It can, however, get them down in, I would say, less than 10 meters. A spotted fur type 151 there, double lung 177 meters, maybe like under 100, under 75, something like that. Double lung would work to insta drop them, but not like it really matters at the end of the day. Maybe we're getting a little somewhere here, up to 192 as a max weight estimate level 4 this time. Gotta make sure we get the lead right, which obviously we did not, but I don't know how that missed. I don't think we led out in front of him, maybe we did, but either way, it was gonna take him down. I will be intrigued to see if there are any rabbits over there. I only see the one burrow, but there have to be more. And there are. However, there are no rabbits, which is kind of what you'd expect to see. I never really got really great at hunting the European rabbits. I would just kind of hope that they would be there, but remembering the way that it used to work, you'd get like 3 in-game hours, something like that, where they'd be out of the burrows and active, another 3-ish hours where they're in the burrows and basically swapping back and forth from there. But as for this guy, 167, I kind of thought he'd be a little bit bigger, but still our best thus far at 212 meters. I just don't get what we did. Maybe right in front of the leg or something like that. I'm not really sure how that could have missed, but there are animals going absolutely everywhere. Kind of a decent 4 down there that I hadn't seen. A lot of things are seemingly really late to their zones, which kind of makes me wonder, but I mean, it's 11 o'clock. I feel like time's kind of moving pretty quick. We might want to go and check on some fallow. Now, quite honestly, I would not have known about this spot at all if it were not for Kyla's recent fallow guide. I just don't hunt Te or fallow enough to have checked this out. For forever, it was, I think, really only good for feral goats and chamois, but now, the starter lake you literally spawn, I think, like right here when you first get the map, is apparently halfway decent for fallow, so worth checking out for sure. I think kind of like the Sika deer. We had some fallow coming in a little bit late. Nothing I saw very big, but at least that guy was halfway decent. That one would be maybe just a touch better, but none looked to be all that huge. This guy, I think level 3s can make gold, but this one I had no chance. He is a 154. At least up along with the 270, got him down quick. Now, there's no mistaking that. That's a diamond fallow. It's so crazy to see it run by something like this level 3. Only up to 265. I actually thought he was bigger than that. But I wonder, because we've been here, we have checked this spot, but he is way late. And everything has been way late. So have we just not given them enough time to come in? It could be as simple as that, but whenever he kind of staying still, we will attempt a 270 hard shot. I want to see. Sometimes when animals do that, they kind of stop and then immediately turn. He did not, but we were able to drop that shot into the heart, so kill figure. Not exactly the thing that we're looking for, but at least we got a diamond out here today. I honestly do think, though, this fallow's gonna be like 265 point something. He just looked so impressive, and again, maybe it's because we're looking at level 3s and 4s so far today, but I don't know, looks like a good one to me. 263.3. Kinda makes me feel dumb because I'm pretty sure that's like the smallest true rack diamond fallow that we've ever shot. So, go figure. Interesting, the bullet path doesn't really show where it actually hit, because clearly it went all the way in, at least to somewhere there in the right lung. But I mean, yeah, we'll tax that. In theory, because it is especially low, I would actually say like the average for a diamond fallow is 265, 266. He's got to have a unique rack in some way, whether it is the palm length, the spread. Not sure what makes him score a little bit lower, but even still, impressive nonetheless. And I think, if we go back to Sika deer for a bit, I'm not sure of any other good spots. Maybe we could just check down in here a little bit. It's not looking all that good from here. A level 2 male. And at least that's all I can see. There is the level 3 right here in front of us, and I think probably we'll go ahead and take that. That was likely to be a brain shot pretty much no matter what. That was a tough angle, but because we actually didn't place that shot really that precisely, I think it must have been. We were pretty far left for that to have been a neck shot, but maybe close enough range. Maybe it wasn't quite as far left as it looked. Maybe it could have been into the neck, but we still hit the skull. That actually was a neck shot, and it actually was, funny enough, a gold this time. I think there's one extra tine compared to the one that was a silver before. I don't think it had the splits. That might have been all that it was, but anyway, I think we'll go back to probably the second trophy lodge for our diamond fallow. We'll go in and see how that looks. It is just insane to think, like, this is our smallest true rack diamond fallow, but I'm pretty sure it is. We've never had, like, the twisted rack that gets into the 250s. And even if we were to have that, you could pretty much throw that out because it's like a unique circumstance. This is a symmetrical rack that just happens to score a little bit lower than they typically do. And for whatever reason, I'm sure at some point we filled that plaque and I've probably moved the animal to take a screenshot for a thumbnail or something, but this little spot was empty, as was the one opposite it for a bigger species. So good to know there's some room here still in the second lodge, but it's been ever so slowly filling up more and more as we continue to do these hunts. But anyway, nice to get back on Te Awaroa. Always cool to get a diamond on there as well. And we'll see if anything we did today is progress towards getting something cool in any future hunts. But on that note, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.